still a very, very relevant topic. And we all know that the default state, and I believe this is still true in the IT and software industry, is that people are not as healthy as they would like to be. Not to use the word unhealthy, but not as healthy as they would like to be. And perhaps, Ivo, what's your gut feeling about that? Why do you think this is the case?
As someone not very healthy in the IT industry, I can...
Not as healthy as you would like to be.
Yeah. Well, I think that the industry definitely gives you a way to work long hours. So it's pretty common that people work more than 8 hours a day, just because you can just physically, basically your working time can never end. You can just continue working and just don't leave the office. When in some other industries there are like fixed period of time you can work and then you just can't. If you're a teacher, then you're just your students, let's say, they go home and you cannot continue. Which is one thing, and on the other hand, you're really stuck in front of the computer basically all day.
So you're sitting for 8 hours at least.
At least,
yeah. I think the job involves quite a lot of stress. There are other professions that are much more stressful, and if we go into like medical professions,
for example,
doctors and physicians and ER personnel, it's much more stressful. So we cannot claim like it's the most stressful job, but it's still quite stressful. And when you combine those things, like you are not moving a lot because you commute, then you sit in front of a computer, and then you again commute, and then you sit on your sofa. Like this is the default. There is enough stress to make you lose focus on other habits like eating healthy and moving and doing something like a physical activity.
Yeah.
And it can also impact your sleep. And all of this, when you combine it, it leads to either burnout or people being...
It's a negative spiral.
Yeah,
it's a negative spiral because if you allow something that you're doing throughout the day to impact your sleep, the sleep therefore impacts the next day, and it's getting progressively worse. And one thing that our brain has as a mission in our life is to keep us alive. And what the brain does very well is to normalize things.
Yeah.
So you're like working long hours, sleeping 6 hours a night or something like this. And then you're like, yeah, I can do it. I can handle it. I've been doing it for months, for years. And at some point, the progression of stress is, and the next leap in stress leads you to a healthy consequence. There are two, because in the beginning I was thinking, okay, I've improved positively the way that I feel in my life, and in the podcast I was asking successful people what led to them change the way that they treat their bodies and treat their health therefore. And some of them are IT professionals. I had Botron founder Georgi Dinkov, for example, who was so focused on strength training, and so on and so on. And all of these people were like either saying one of these two things. The level of discomfort that you felt at some point became so big that you're like, I cannot leave my health to rot, and I need to do something about it. The second thing is a game-changing moment, which 100% of the time is something negative like diabetes, some kind of a really tough heart attack,
health scare,
like health scare, a massive health scare. And then people are like, okay, oh wow, I didn't see how I got here. Yeah, of course. And because people prioritize working a lot, like putting in your head into something a lot, but not thinking about, because the results of the good career in IT comes with a lot of hours. Yes. Same thing applies to good health. So same thing applies to having a positive family relations. Yeah. Everything in this particular life, the human life, is related to the number of effort and the time that you attribute towards this given action. And it's not an action to spend time with your kid, but when it's a baby, like I'm currently going through this, but spending hours with it is building a bond. Spending hours with you, either running or weightlifting or jiu-jitsu or swimming or etc. It tells your body, listen, you're very important to me, like in some kind of a subjective manner. And we cannot progress in something without putting in hours or effort. So it is as simple as the number of actions that you put in are going to lead you towards one path or the other. Your choice.